the front suspension didn't exactly line up with the holes on the frame. It wasn't a big deal. I just had to open up the hole that I have indicated with the red arrow. I added about a 3/16 of an inch of width, so it now is an oblong hole, but everything worked fine after that. Well, there's probably an easier way, but this is how I was able to get the leverage to tighten down the spindle. I used a piece of square tubing, and it gave me just enough bite on the bottom of that spindle, or the side of the spindle, to turn the wrench. For those of you watching, you probably are shaking your heads thinking, there's 10 different ways to do this, but it worked, and I was able to get the torque setting I needed. I hope I've got the steering arms in the correct orientation. Yeah, I got a few options here. I might have it upside down, and I might have the right on the left. Who knows, but I guess I'll figure that out as I get a little further into the build. The brakes went on nicely. For some reason, this part of the build was a little scary for me going into it. Brakes seemed to be a bit of a mystery, but they bolted together nicely. I had to use some temporary lug nuts. They weren't with my kit, So I luckily had some that matched up, but otherwise went nice and smoothly. Let's hope it stops me. Yeah, good thing. Good thing I was able to fast forward to the installation of this steering rack. It's a little bit of a cluster. I needed a couple more hands, I think. But I was able to get it in. Banged up my knuckles a few times, but all is good. The POLS strikes again. I'm missing some parts. I'm missing the doodads that connect the rack to the steering arms. And also something called I think a DD tube. Not sure what that is, but I think it connects the steering wheel to the rack or something along those lines. But in any event, I'm going to wrap up this video with this, and I appreciate you sticking around and watching me fumble through some of the mechanicals. The front suspension's a beautiful thing to look at when it's done. I sat down, had a beer, and admired my work. I'm excited to move to the next stage. So the next video will show, I'm guessing, installation of the independent rear suspension. I'm sure there's going to be some more aluminum panels involved, and we'll see what we get to. Have a good one. Thanks.